What's up? Happy Friday, motherfuckers. It's your boy Rhino back with another episode of the Lowlife podcast. I'm doing this one solo. I'm all alone. No guests. No co-hosts.
Surprise, motherfucker! I was going to tickle you or I was going to try and give you a mini wedgie or something. I didn't know if you were ticklish or not.
Dude, I'm not ticklish. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I tickle my kids and shit, and they try to tickle me back, and I'm just like, go ham, dude.
Yeah.
All my nerve endings are dead.
Yeah, I'm not ticklish except for one spot, and I will not reveal that on this podcast. But
behind the knee.
No. Not behind the knee. No.
Well,
ask my son. He knows.
I know you guys have probably been like, where the fuck Dan be? Did they have a falling out? No, Dan's been a busy guy. There's shit going on. You know what I mean?
Rhino. Yeah, real quick. I just want to apologize. I have been MIA for a while. It's life, you know what I mean? Definitely nothing, no falling out, nothing like that. Just been busy, man. Been real busy. So I apologize. I'm still here. I still love this shit. Love you guys. Here for all of you. Thank you for everybody who's reached out, check on me, and whatever. All good. We're on the up. So
we're back, Jack.
We're back, baby.
We're back and better than ever.
Right.
Me and Dan have been chopping it up, avoiding our responsibilities today. Just talking about fucking choppers and talking behind people's backs.
Yep.
It's been great.
Yeah. Good shit talk, Sesh.
Yeah, dude. We should probably bring the pugs in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Grab Nacho there. Because you guys haven't seen Nacho yet. So if you guys don't know, I got two baby pugs, Nacho and Beans, and they're adorable. They're wonderful.
They sure are. Oh, thank you. Look at this guy. Are you freaking kidding me?
Right. Got a little here, have a Dos Equis. He is so fucking cool.
Listen to the noises. You hear that? You
You're live on air, dog.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Oh my god, I love these.
Dude, it's the best. Fuck a podcast. Let's just do this.
Yeah, snuggling with pugs. Dude, they cause quite the commotion wherever I bring them because I bring them everywhere, and they just have like a little car seat. And dude, I roll up to Dunkin' Donuts, and they're like, hold on. They get everybody. They're like, Maria, and everybody comes to the window, and they're just like, oh. There's like a line of cars behind me. Dude's like beeping his horn.
Fucking 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, what? Don't be nervous.
Yeah.
Nervous beans. Dude, pugs are the best. I've had a lot of dogs in my time. They're so small and soft, and they don't bark. They're so lazy, dude. This dude sleeps 80% of his life. Yeah. Beans is my boy. But, yeah, dude, we got a little light housekeeping to get to. These guys just, oh my God, he's making out with you.
Dude, this is the best.
Yeah, you can just nosh on that, dude. I'm not mad.
Oh.
But yeah, we got these are our guests today, Beans and Nacho. I wanted to name him Bones and him Biggie.
Yeah.
They'd be like, it's Bones and Biggie. But the names just don't match. They don't match.
The best episode ever.
Yeah. If you guys want to do an episode like live here at the studio, you get to hold a pug. So just a little incentive for you. But yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
I'm a small dog guy now.
Yeah, dude, I've always had like big honking dogs, like mean dogs, like pit bulls and shit like that. I'm done with it, dude.
Yeah.
Like my kids weren't even dog people because they were like afraid of them, you know? And now it's like with the pugs, they're just like, oh shit.
Right.
This is fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not afraid at all. They could not damage you.
Right. No, for sure.
No. All right, we got a little light housekeeping. All right, first thing you want to do is take out your calendar and you're going to flip to May. All right? because we got the best shows in New England in May.
Yeah, boy.
We got May 3rd.
Yeah.
La Espada Chopper Show. This is one of my favorites. It's right at the beginning of like the season up here in the Northeast. These boys always bring the heat.
For sure.
They got the toughest bikes there, dude. It's a fucking fun time. It's 276 Primrose Street in Haverhill, Mass at the AmVets, right?
Yeah, I believe it's the AmVets.
So Saturday, May 3rd, be there. We're going to be there. We got a table. And so Nacho, cut the shit. And they serve food. They serve beers. They got prizes. And yeah, just all around. It's La Espada 4. It's their 4th year. I've gone every year. It's an amazing show. So much fun. Now you're going to want to go down a little bit in the month of May to May 24th. That's Memorial Day weekend. You're going to be canceling your plans with your extended family or your friends. Sorry, Uncle Bob. I won't be able to go break in your fucking in-ground pool. It's going to be 30 degrees in the water, okay?
Exactly.
I'm not going to be barbecuing you eating fucking frozen beef patties and fucking hot dogs.
Right.
You're done with that shit. You don't like your family anyways.
You don't have Sunday.
You don't have to do that with them.
Yeah.
So you're going to be at the Reviver Show. That's at 100 Technology Drive in Hooksett, New Hampshire, at the Harley-Davidson dealership. It's brandy new. It's not even done yet. Yeah, they better get on that shit. We got a show coming.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of cool shows at this place, but we will be, by the time you guys listen to this, me and Dan just went through the invited builders and the prospects under consideration. So we're going to reach out to you guys, hopefully by the time this show drops. And we got some heat coming, man. We got a lot of bikes.
Yeah.
We have to go back to Rowan, who's the event coordinator, and see if we can have this many bikes in the show. We don't even know how big the spot is that in the showroom. So don't miss that one. That's May 24th, Saturday. Starts at noon. We're going to have food. We're going to have music. We're going to have motherfucking bikes. There's going to be our main show, and then there's going to be a ride-in show. Yep. So if you're riding your shit there, I don't even know what the prizes are going to be yet. But there's going to be something.
Yeah.
You're going to win something, even if it's just bragging rights.
Right.
So
there'll be trophies and shit for sure of some kind.
I just picked that up to drink it.
Oh, I wish you did.
But I stopped myself. I was like, that doesn't feel right. But it would have been funny to get that on camera, me taking a sip of a doggy toy. Out of a Pup Light. We got to do the drawing, too.
Yeah, true.
For March.
Yep.
Steel City Blacksmithing. Josh. Look at that.
Bam.
It peens. It's clean. Dude, we're talking about, we're fawning over this thing right before we started recording. A stainless steel handle is so immaculate.
It really is nice.
It's so smooth.
It's so smooth.
It feels like caressing a lady's freshly shorn leg. It's almost sexual. Yes. It's really nice.
That was a really nice way to put that.
And we're going to draw this right now. We got a lot of new Patreon subscribers. So thanks for signing up. Again, think of it as a raffle, dude.
Yeah.
Like a $10 raffle. You don't have to, once you come on board on Patreon, it's not a blood oath. You're not like fucking, it's not like an annual thing. It's just for the month. You see something that we have that's cool, kick in $10, $10 raffle. You won't find better odds than this. We do not have a lot of Patreon subscribers. So, all right, let's go ahead. I'm going to switch to my disc. Lex!
It's sticking around.
Fucking A, dude. Cool. You son of a bitch. I'm so jealous, dude. But that's the first time Lex won.
Yep.
So good for him. Lex might have a bike in our show.
Hell yeah.
You got that crazy Frank setup going on the shovel. Dude, congratulations, Lex.
Congrats,
that's fucking awesome, dude. I want to see that on the shovel head.
For sure. I was going to say, you got to find somewhere to mount it on there now.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I'm actually trying to figure out where I'm mounting the Tomahawk on the soft tail. We were looking at that, like best place to mount it. I want it to be accessible when you're riding,
right?
One-handed, so you can fuck shit up,
Yeah.
Dude, you smash a dude's window with that?
Oh, for sure. Or their side view mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, was that a hatchet?
Right.
Is that an Indian? Is that the last of the Mohicans?
For sure. Oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah, this is a killer
That's so cool.
get back rig for sure.
Yeah, you don't even need that in the garage. You need that on the bike.
Yeah. I wouldn't use this for work.
No,
I
dude.
do it for...
Dude, you hit someone in the skull with a peen side, you're leaving some dimples.
100%.
Make a motherfucker head into a golf ball.
Because the entire thing is stainless. Like my 6-year-old could fucking clobber your skull in with this thing. You don't need... It's got its own fucking gravity.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you could fuck some shit up.
Man, that's such a nice piece. I'm gonna talk to Josh. I'm gonna get a whole set. I want a sledgehammer, one of those with a ball peen, and then I already have the Tomahawk, but I want it in stainless too. Because after touching that stainless, dude,
it's nice.
I don't know what he did to it to make it that smooth, dude.
Right. Yeah,
baby oil.
Polished it before he twisted, maybe.
No, because you got to heat the fucking shit.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, he must have just run this bitch on a polisher. Damn.
Yeah, you know what? Actually,
really
I talked to him about this. I think he does. He has actually a pretty decent polishing rig, and I'm pretty sure he does all compounds.
Okay.
Yeah, so instead of like sanding it,
right?
He has like a 60 grit compound, and then he can work his way up and just like run it on the buffer, and it spins at fucking 4,000 RPMs or something.
Yeah.
I think that's the way he does
Jeweler's
it.
Rouge or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, guys,
fucking nice.
Sign up for next month because Roth Cycle Solutions is going to be. He already shipped it. I don't have it yet, but it'll be here next week. The sissy bar that he made, that he showed on a couple weeks ago on the show that he had. Dude, dope ass sissy bar. I want to do the same thing on mine with the steel ball bearings.
Yeah.
Stainless steel ball bearings.
Yep.
That looks fucking awesome, dude. Because right now, when it's just like the stock, the round bar, I'm like, what do you do with that?
It does look cool. It looks tough. Looks
a
little tribal or whatever. But it's like if
stainless steel would be cool though.
Yeah. If you did like a bigger ball
and then
on the
two
top,
smaller ones, on the trident,
or vice versa, or whatever.
Yeah, dude. Go fucking sign up so you can get in on that. Roth Cycle Solutions. He's giving away a whole ass sissy bar too. I think that's the biggest thing we ever gave away.
Gotta be.
Like we do handlebars, we do like points cover, shit like that. But a whole ass sissy bar. Hopefully, the motherfucker that wins it is in the contiguous United States, because I don't want to imagine what it's like to ship that fucking thing to Australia. Or, by the way, just so you guys don't know, I was just looking at our analytics. Great Britain, you guys fell another notch.
Damn.
Yeah. So Canada is number 2. Obviously, USA is always number 1. Canada is number 2. Then it's Australia. Then it's the UK. What are you doing, mates? Actually, is that Australian?
That was a little more Australian, yeah.
What are you doing, lads?
There you go.
Okay, that was kind of American, but guys, get on that shit, man. Maybe it's because I'm always talking about how much better the United States is from England.
Well, if you can't handle truth, then go to a different podcast.
It might have been the world beef one that I did with 666 Customs. It was just a joke.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, guys.
Fucking goobers.
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
Yeah.
Mate. Bloke.
Yeah, dude, I was actually looking. It's fucking wild who's listening to the show. Like,
cool.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that people in other countries are listening.
Dude, Singapore's up there. New
Hampshire are listening to this.
It's not all just English-speaking countries either. It's like, obviously, the ones that are primarily English-speaking, so like those that I just mentioned. But then it jumps to like Singapore, Thailand, like more than one dude, too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
I'd love to talk to any of the builders out there for sure.
Dude, I would love to do a podcast with like one of those Indonesian guys or like
Thai,
fucking
whatever.
like
if you speak decent English, we'd love to talk to you. You guys make the coolest fucking bikes.
Yeah, dude. they're in my wheelhouse. Those bikes,
Japan, any of that.
Dude,
stuff.
you see them? You see their reels, dude, and they're like, they got a stick welder. They got no shirt on,
bare feet.
They look at their house looks like it got bombed.
Yep.
And they're making fucking like tiny little choppers out of like 125s and shit.
And then the end of the reel is them on some fucking absolute killer fucking shovel head. The bars are out like this. Their knees are up past their ears.
Yeah,
and it's
dude.
the toughest shit ever.
Yeah, dude. We'd love to see more international fucking guests on the show. So, but yeah, we did a lot of guests in the month of March. So we wanted to bring it back to just me and Danny, nice and cozy here in our studio, surrounded by our pugs.
Yeah, man, dude, this is the first day in a long time that I feel like good. It feels good to be here.
Yeah,
even the remote stuff, like, yeah, that's awesome when I do it from my house or whatever. But I haven't even fucking. When's the last time I saw you in person? Been a while. Swap. It was the swap.
I was thinking about that. I was like, it can't be that long.
But I think it was. It's just, yeah, I've just been locked the fuck down.
Yeah.
So, yep. But we're back and running again. It feels good. It's good to fucking be here.
Oh, yeah.
Good to do a sode.
Yeah, and it was actually dope, dude. We got a lot of shit going on. We're actually building bikes and not just fucking doing podcasts with our thumbs up our asses.
For sure.
I mean, I've been doing, my rule is during a build is every single day touch that fucking bike, you know? It's kind of like, you know, that some people are like, oh, you know, like if you're starting talking skibbity or whatever, go outside and touch grass.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Just like touch grass because you've been inside too long type of thing. Some people never go outside, you know?
Get some fucking vitamin D.
Yeah, go outside, touch some grass, you know? My whole thing is like, just go touch the bike, you know? Just go touch it and do anything to it, you know? Like fucking take a bolt off it. Just touch the goddamn thing. And if you know, you guys did fucking No Nut in November, you can hold to that shit. Or you did dry January or some shit. Just commit to yourself. Just touch that motherfucking bike every single day. It's going to make you feel so much better. And no matter how little you do on it, it's at least progressing.
Exactly.
It's at least getting closer to becoming an actual fucking bike.
For sure.
But
it also keeps the stoke too, you know what I mean? To an extent, like if you're just going out every day and keeping it in the back of your mind that I am in the process of a build. Like I went actually quite a while, probably close to a month, if not more, where I didn't touch the Evo or the pan, no paint, no nothing, just couldn't. And by the time I got back to like, okay, now I'm going to put this thing back together again, it was like, fuck, I don't remember where I left off.
Yeah.
Like that, honestly, is a problem.
The continuity, Like what was the next step here?
For sure. And then that turned into, now I'm stuck in paralysis. Like, where do I start? What's the next thing? What makes sense? What didn't I finish? Fuck, did I finish weld that one thing? You know what I mean?
Right.
So touching it every day, I like that. And I'm going to start implementing that. It keeps the stoke high too, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's good for you. It's like taking a fucking multivitamin every single day, you know, like make it part of your, and by the way, it's hacking season.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I want to be riding this motherfucking thing in 5 weeks. That's my deadline.
Fuck.
Yeah. I want to be riding it. So that means I got to get the whole thing together, all the fab work done. You know, I think these puppies got to go in their cage. I think they're in puppy jail.
Are they?
They're too loud, dude. They're too loud. Hold on. We're going to take a second, put these puppies in puppy jail. My goddamn carpet. I got these at Family Dollar for $15.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I can just replace them, but still.
Had a little Tootsie Roll on that one earlier, too.
Yeah, at least they're like, you know, they eat the same thing every single meal. So it's like good, healthy puppy food. So it's not like fucking diarrhea everywhere.
Right. Ugh.
But every once in a while, they'll find some discarded food from the children. Eat a piece of popcorn or something that fucks them up. Ugh. But, yeah, dude, I actually, today, you came with the panhead. It's the first time I've seen it in person. I've seen a million pictures of it. That thing is clean.
Thanks, dude.
Dude, clean as fuck.
Man. Getting there. It's way behind on it for sure. But, yeah, I went and picked it up today. It's been up at Alex's garage, so I'm bringing it back down to mine because it's getting really close to paint time.
Yeah.
So
you guys know what the paint is going to be? locked in?
I said the last one was locked in, and I've changed it since.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah.
What is it now?
It was originally going to be like the dirty yellow
Yeah.
with like red and blue scallops or flames or whatever, which I still think would be sick. And I'll do that eventually, but it's not going to be that. Something else.
Gonna be secret?
It's going to be black.
Black. Okay.
Yeah. It's not just going to be black, but the main color is going to be black.
Can't go
After
wrong with
looking
black.
at the bike itself, Alex and I both were like, fuck, man, bike it can't be yellow. It's got to be black. And I was going to do like a real dark blue. His shovel's real dark blue.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like roll out 2 dark blue bikes. So I have a cool thing in mind. It's going to be cool. Came up with a name for the bike. And
What's the name?
sorry, Alex, but I don't know if I don't think he cares, but
Okay.
we're calling it Simple Assault.
I like it.
There's probably surely other bikes that are named Simple Assault. I don't fucking care.
Good.
It's not like I'm going to plaster it all over it, but yeah, it's going to be Simple Assault. Going to be primarily black, I think. I'm really into all one color right now, which is weird because when I first started painting, I hated it. I just thought it was, as a painter, it was like, I want to have fun with it, you know what I mean? But now I'm like, nah, I'd rather make a really nice bike all one color.
I think it's more sophisticated that way.
I
Like,
agree.
So like when people first start rapping, like if you listen to like early Eminem or whatever, they talk really fast and they rap really fast. And then they're like, well, that's impressive, but it's actually not good.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And then when I was younger, I'd get like these crazy pizzas with pineapple on them.
Yeah.
Now, dude, I'm like cheese pepperoni.
Right.
Like salt and pepper.
Dilute it. Yeah.
Yeah, just like simplify. Like, dude, sometimes there's nothing better than like a piece of toast with butter on it.
Yeah, agreed.
And sometimes there's nothing cooler than a chopper that's just one color.
Yeah, right.
Just keep it simple, man.
Especially super clean bike. Like if you got a lot of chrome and stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
Nice color.
Yeah.
All throughout the bike. I think it looks I think where my direction has gone with it. A lot of times when it's like the frame, we'll talk about the Gypsy Witch, for example. I painted the frame purple and then the tins were black with purple flames. I think now in hindsight, that almost makes it, yeah, it's definitely less sophisticated, but I think it makes it almost look more plastic, toyish, I guess.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term. When it's all one color, it looks factory.
Yeah.
It looks like an assembly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you don't see.
That's a good point.
You're not gonna go buy an Audi that's the bottom half of the car is you know what I mean? Like it's all one fucking color.
Yeah.
So I think it makes it look more of an assembly when it's all one thing. Like the Evo, pretty much everything on that Evo is gonna be one color, including the sissy bar, the struts. Like I'm painting all the shit one color.
Are you doing the frame too?
Yep.
Okay.
Frame tins. So there's gonna be a little bit of other color on the tank, and then maybe a little bit on the rear fender, but other than that,
Yeah.
it's all going to be one color. And it's going to be a very simple color and very potentially could just be rattle can.
Okay.
Time comes down to that, I'll just use rattle canning over with.
Yeah. I'm definitely sticking. Well, I like black frames, so I'm keeping the frame black, but I'm just doing white on the tins.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I have a chrome oil tank, so.
Right. But that's a really nice color combo.
Yeah. White and black.
White,
Black and white.
Chrome fucking.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Just nice and simple. Like, yeah, I feel like if you go too crazy, it's like, look at me, how crazy I went.
Right.
And that's cool for like show bikes and shit.
Yeah.
Like, because you're like, molded frames with fucking psychedelic colors and shit. Really technically impressive. You're like, what the fuck? Yeah. But on a daily rider, I wouldn't want to do it because bikes get fucked up, dude. They get hit by rocks. You fucking dump them. You get fucking gasoline on them.
Yep.
You want them to be well worn, you know? And, yeah, dude, just fucking every once in a while, especially if you like on a frame, dude, frames get fucked up big time.
All the time.
Powder coat gets chipped off. You're not going to strip it down. Just hit it with a little fucking PJ Black, dog.
Yeah. That's the thing about the frame shit. Because I've painted plenty of frames. And once you paint that frame and clear coat it and polish it and whatever else and then assemble the bike, you're like, fuck, actually this mount, my key switch is too far this way. I really wish it was up here.
Good luck. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and if it's just black,
Who gives
fucking
a
cut
shit?
it off, grind it, and fucking hit. Yeah.
Right.
The other thing is too is like if you change your mind on the color of your bike, it's easy to take the tins off,
Right.
repaint them, put them back on.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
and like on my Sporty, my 03, fucking, I repainted that thing like 3-4 times before I sold it.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, man, that panhead. Right now, it's in the back of his truck and it's strapped down, so it's mad low.
Yeah, it is.
And it's like just straight across, and I'm like, oh god, I love that stance.
I know. I need to take a picture of it and send it to Alex because we might need to get some.
You got to get a lowering
under
kit,
tubes or something.
It
looks tough as fuck.
I think that bike for a panhead, like you standing next to it, it's like below your ass, you know, like the seat
with the sissy bar off. I could literally just walk up behind it and straddle it.
I love that stance, dude. Yeah. I mean, I think like I love long bikes. I think they look super cool. But my bikes are always going to be short. I just love that when you ride, like you just really can rip that shit.
Yeah.
But it just looks meaner too.
I agree.
It looks like a predator crawling up to its prey or some shit, you know?
Fucking, I don't know. Yeah, it's like a
panther.
Yeah, panther. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
That's gonna be sick. I think black is definitely the right thing to do on that. It's gonna look fucking amazing.
And we're gonna sell it. Like that's the point. The bike is going to be sold.
Yeah, it would be hard to sell a panhead for big money if it was fucking pink or some shit. You know, the dudes that have that type of money to buy a panhead chopper, like they probably want a black bike.
Yeah, right. And we're gonna keep it simple enough that like you're the guy who buys it and you don't like paint job or whatever. Take the tint off and do whatever you want kind of deal. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're kind of keeping it like trying to make it cool, and we're trying to do some stuff to it, you know, that's original and that we handmade or, you know, whatever. But trying not to go too crazy because we're going to sell it. I almost want to build it. My thought process, I want to build it almost like it's a complete but clean slate.
Yeah.
If you want to fuck with, you know, a bunch of different little things or whatever, it's easy for you to take that sissy bar off and put a new one on.
Yeah.
It's easy. All the holes that I've drilled in the fenders or whatever, like you want to switch shit up. It's not it's not that custom. You know what I mean? I'm trying to keep that in mind, trying to keep the resellability in mind is kind of, but I say that, and me saying that out loud, it feels like it's a cop out and, you know, whatever else. Yeah, fucking just paint the bike black. But I'm getting all of the creative freedom that I need in the Evo. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's okay. I'm content to build the panhead that it's 100% me and Alex, but it's kept in mind that it is going to end up with somebody else, hopefully. I mean, with the Evo,
yeah,
I'll do whatever fucking weird shit I want to that one. I'm having a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the panhead, we're realistically, other than some odds and ends and some like ordering parts and stuff, wheel bearings and whatever, we're one exhaust mount, maybe two exhaust mounts from paint.
Oh, damn, dude.
So it's close. So that's why I'm bringing it back to my place. I can get it there.
Yeah, you definitely need two exhaust mounts. The tricky thing is the exhaust is so far apart.
Right. So I'll figure something out.
Yeah.
I've got plenty of material and shit. I'll figure something out. I don't love, I know you have to do it sometimes, but we're running upsweeps. When they come up at an upsweep and they're at that 45, there's usually like a huge bracket too. I don't usually love that because you can usually see that bracket. You know what I mean? And I'm not sending shit out for chrome. I'm not buying stainless. So if anything, I'm going to make it out of raw steel and then I have to paint it.
Yeah. So, which maybe you wouldn't see it on like against the black frame.
Right.
If it was black or something, you know.
Right. But I'm thinking if I can, rather than make a bar, if I can make two individual mounts, this one mounts to the top rail of the frame, this one mounts to the bottom rail, I'd rather do that.
Yeah.
So I think I've got an idea in my head.
Yeah.
Some coped bungs, I think I can make that work.
Yep.
But yeah, and the one mount that's on there right now is like it's ready to be welded on. Essentially, we've already figured that one out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a matter of like making sure, you know, wheels are spaced, shit's true, shit's aligned, shit's whatever, and then rip the fucker apart, and paint it.
Yeah.
So got that. Not quite that close to paint on the Evo, but very. Yeah, the panhead's getting there, man. I think we have a pretty good idea of what the paint's going to look like. I never really have I don't know how to do any like graphic design or anything. So other than like a napkin, I don't have a way to like forecast what a paint job's going to look like. I need to learn that shit. But so basically, whenever I start a paint job, like there's not a very good idea in my head.
I think that kind of takes the magic out of it.
I think so too. When it's like I would be copying it from a drawing.
Yeah.
Someone's already, I mean, granted, it would have been me, but someone's already done the work for me.
I think like everything that you do on a build is kind of like you have to face yourself after it's done, like, because you put all this time and effort into making a part or painting something, and then you have to confront yourself and be like, is this good enough? Is this what I wanted?
Exactly.
And then you have to like, I think that's part of the experience is like, you have to fucking kill your babies, like you made something and you're like, that's actually fucking shit.
Right.
That's good. That's good for you. Doing stuff and like putting it on and like a computer and fucking seeing what the whole thing is.
Right.
Or like putting the whole thing in CAD if you're one of those dudes. It's like, kind of takes the fun out of it. The unexpected stuff that actually works in your favor too, though.
Right.
Sometimes you fuck up and you're like, actually, that works.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of cool.
For sure. Definitely. And that, my kind of philosophy with building is I try not to like go searching for inspiration. How did this guy, like, okay, I have this problem. I need to mount a brake stay. And this is the frame and the wheel and everything else that I am dealing with right now. Rather than go online and go, how do you mount a brake stay? I would rather just figure it the fuck out. Because I might actually do something different that maybe it's not life-changing, maybe, whatever. But, oh shit, he found a cool way to do that. That's pretty rad. That's good enough for me. And I don't want to like, oh, okay, this guy's running an Evo and a 5-speed kicker and a fucking this and this and this and that. And he used these parts from blah, 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 and I just buy that shit. I'd rather like figure it out on my own. This is how we mounted the master cylinder. I'd rather do it on my own. If it doesn't work, then that's on me.
Yeah, I made the headlight mount, and I could have just got a fucking headlight mount for Springer for dual headlight from Paco, just like super simple, easy, and it works and it's good. But that's the whole fun of it is fucking making custom parts,
Right.
And I spent all day on that thing, and I made stuff that didn't work, and the end result isn't perfect, but like it's something that I fucking made that nobody else has,
right?
And doesn't mount to anybody else's bike.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Because if you have different headlights, it wouldn't work, or if it, and I chopped off parts like that. I had to take some risks too, like the headlight mount. It has that. I don't even know what it's called, but where the headlight, how it has like 2 tabs and you put the bolt through.
Yep.
Brand new, out of the box. I had to cut I cut it and welded it to the stainless steel, so it had a swivel point. And I'm like, this might not work. And I already fucked around and like lost a bunch of material and fucked shit up. But no, dude, it's cool. It's like, that's the fun part is figuring stuff out and holding the lights up and holding up pieces of fucking metal and being like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if the spacing is going to be right.
Right.
And I'm also not like a big measuring guy.
Mm-mm.
So I'm not like, okay, so I'll put this 2 inches up and offset by 45 degrees. I just do it by eye, like I stuff shit in the bender. I'm bending it up and then I'm looking at it. And then back in the bender, I like, oh, I got to go back another, how I don't even do the degrees or anything, And that's fun stuff. Don't miss out on that shit,
It's fun. And you are guaranteed, unless you're like a pro at all this shit, but if you're doing something in that mindset of like, let's just figure this out here, you're going to learn something, period. Something about that experience you're about to have because you're trying to make this new thing, this new assembly work. You're going to learn something for sure.
Yep. Yeah, like I did the exhaust on the Softail too. And I had never done exhaust. I've always just bought them.
Right.
And then you just bolt it on and it comes with all the fucking hardware and shit. Maybe you have to make a mount or whatever. But that's been an experience too, because it doesn't, it didn't quite work out like I wanted it to.
Yeah.
So now I'm coming up with like other solutions to kind of hide my mistakes.
Right.
That'll still look cool, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's part of it, man. I think it's more important to know how to fix things, like fix mistakes or whatever, than it is necessarily to repair things.
Yeah.
It's like shit's gonna happen. Oh fuck, a bolt broke. You don't know how to extract a bolt. What the fuck are you doing there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So learning the gotta fix my fuck up shit.
Yeah.
That's as important, if not more important, as how to make a headlight bracket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, why the fuck are you doing this shit anyways if you're not like willing to fail and if you don't like the journey of it anyways, you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking hard, dude. I showed Dan my hands today. I literally TIG welded the tip of my middle finger. Like, there's a huge ass blister on it. That shit hurts.
Yeah.
You know, it's like blood, sweat, and tears. And that's what it's about. Because when you're flying down the road on the fucking thing that you made that you have no business making because you're not fucking a mechanic, you're not a fucking welder, you're not a fucking this and a that. The pride that comes along with that's what you earn through the whole fucking process. So if you're not doing it the hard way, you're doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And that's my philosophy for fucking life, dude.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like, what should I do in this situation? And you weigh out the pros and cons of two different decisions, whatever one is harder is the right one.
Yeah.
You know? Like, yeah, it's easy to fuck someone over and then just never talk to them again and ghost them, you know? Like, the hard thing to do is face them face to face and apologize, you know? Like, that sort of shit.
Yeah.
But that's what this whole thing is about. And I've just been having a fucking blast, dude. And it's been like, aside from when it snowed the other day, that was pretty painful. That was a kick in the nuts. You got
some accumulation. That's
dude, my fucking driveway's fucked, dude.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that sucked. But it's been pretty fucking nice out, dude, for weeks. And opening up those fucking garage doors and blowing out all that shit.
Life changing.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. And
getting the winter stink out of the fucking shop.
Yeah, dude. And I'm jealous as fuck from those southern New England guys. They're already ripping. Like, dude, down in Connecticut, they're like fucking ripping on their bikes and shit. I can't get out of my driveway with my car barely, but
fucking A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's yeah, dude, the panhead looking sick, and the fucking Evo is like almost done, dude.
It's close, yeah. It's got a bit more fabrication to go. Right now I'm trying to use, so the motor itself is out of an 92 FXR. So I'm trying to, I don't know why, but I'm trying to use, like, I'm using an FXR foot control, using an FXR master cylinder and linkage, shit like that. So as far as like engine component, shift linkages, blah, 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 I'm trying to keep it FXR. So I'm working on the FXR master cylinder right now, which I've never moved with before, but I think I'm going to steal a little bit of your remote master cylinder idea.
Oh, yeah?
And if anybody out there knows and can tell me why this is a terrible idea, please let me know. As a hydraulic mechanic, I don't think it's a bad idea. I have the FXR, I don't know if you're familiar, the FXR style master cylinders, they're just cylindrical. So your linkage screws in on the side, got your little boot gator there for your thing, and then it's just literally direct out right out the back. So, fuck, I kind of forgot where I was going with. So basically, I'm trying to figure out a way to mount this cylindrical piece here, and it's got this little tiny tube on the back, like your master cylinder you have for your reservoir. You just use a piece of tubing,
and
then cap it. I want to do that same thing.
Fuck yeah, dude.
With a rear master cylinder. So the FXR master cylinder is literally, dude, it's like 6 inches long. It's probably yay big around, and that's it. That is its entire footprint.
Yeah.
So where it sits naturally without really fucking with the brake rod adjustment is like, if you look at like a big twin frame, you have that fifth transmission mount, and there's a flat surface right there that's welded to that, right to the end of the frame.
Right there, yeah.
I've got a weird little bracket. I don't even know where I got it from. It must have been an oil bag or something I had back in the day. But it's got a hole drilled in one side. It's at a 90-degree angle. It's got a hole drilled on one side that is the perfect diameter for me to slide that thing in. I just need a nut, captive nut, to hold the master cylinder in there and just weld that fucking thing right to the frame.
That's sick, dude.
So that kind of stuff, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, I have this bag full of bracketry and steel parts and fucking, whatever. How do I make that work? That shit's fun as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
I got a couple little things like that. I just made some struts for the fender, which was really fun, man. Like that's a very simple project. Very, very fucking simple. But that was fun as fuck. That's the first thing that I've really that was my first jumping in with both feet since I've kind of not been able to work on shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had a few hours or whatever on Saturday. I went and picked up the steel, and it was just really fun to problem is presented.
Yeah.
How can we go about this? And then end with the final product that I'm really happy with. The welds came out nice.
Mm-hmm.
They're nice and straight. They mount well. You know what I mean? It's really fucking satisfying. And now, dude, you could put anything on that rear fender now.
Yeah.
Those rear struts, that thing is solid as fuck.
That's nice.
Don't have to worry about that anymore. That's nice. So I have a brake anchor rod coming in. I got to mount that, just like the adjustable Heim joint style deal. Oh, that same day, Saturday, I did a fucking goofy. I was initially going to work on the brake stay, right? I was going to work on mounting the caliper to the frame.
Mm-hmm.
And I have these coat bungs and some shit. And I was like, I clock the caliper so it sits in between the two frame rails nice and evenly. Sound like cats. Sounds like two cats fighting. So if I mount it in there where the caliper bracket mounting hole is, I was like, dude, I'm just going to fucking take this coat bung and weld it right to the frame. I'll just fucking bolt that thing right to the frame. There we go. I don't need a linkage. I'm fucking good to go. Not realizing the linkage is for adjustability, right? Because I'm not paying attention. So I fucking go in. I had to cut this bung down, and I had to drill and tap it, finish the cope so it would actually fit, blah, blah, blah. I got it in there, got it all fucking set up, tack welded it on, was like, dude, that's sick. Why has no one else done that? This is such a good idea. I was so high on it. And then I was like, oh, that's why. You can't fucking adjust the axle now.
Oh, yeah.
The axle's locked right the fuck there. So it was hard mounted. So I was like, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Nope, I didn't have an epiphany. It was kind of funny. And then after that, I was like, all right, I need a fucking couple Heim joints and shit here. I'm just going to stop on that. So struts happen. But
you can't reinvent the wheel, Dan.
No, for sure. But that's the kind of shit I fucked it up.
Yeah.
But now I'll remember that next time that I go and think I have a brilliant idea to mount the brake stay. You know what I mean? But that's the kind of shit I would rather do that. I'm trying to hide the brake stay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going on Instagram and looking up, blah, 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 chopper and trying to see how everybody else did it. Yeah. So it's just if I fuck it up, okay, but now I know.
That's true. I don't look at what other people are doing, because then you're not creative, that's the fun part about it.
I mean, I get it. There's a way to do shit. Yeah, right. There's definitely a way to mount your rear fender.
Yeah.
But you don't have to use the same mounts as everybody else. You don't have to put them in the same spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your sissy bar doesn't have to be all the way at the back of your fucking bike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just do goofy shit. And who knows? If you, like I said, I like it because there's a small chance that while I'm trying to solve that problem, I might come up with something that nobody else has. Oh. And whether or not it's good, I'm the only one. I came up with it. That's cool enough for me.
Yeah. And it works for you, and it works for your setup and shit. And you mentioned the fucking remote master.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Patreon, I did a video on that. Mm. So the whole setup, I haven't mounted it yet. So once I mount it, I'm going to post the whole thing on Patreon. But remote master cylinder, dude, I learned from the last one I did, and this one's going to be 10 times better.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. I think I am going to mount it to the Springer again.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that came out real fucking nice.
Yeah,
such a simple, cool little setup.
Yeah. And
it's so trick, dude. People
really
see that and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I know. You got me thinking about it because I'm doing the dual disc on the Evo, but it's running out of time. Maybe I'll do that eventually, but right now I'm just straight up, I'm just running the controls that came with it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you're doing the dual disc on the front. Yeah. That's fucking tough, dude.
I'm excited about that.
Again, just back to simplicity and my thing now is Springer is the best front end that you can have, in my opinion. There's no hydraulic fluid. There's none of that fucking shit. You don't have to shave shit. It's perfect how it is, Yeah. After that, wide glide dual disc. That's the next one. I got to do it.
6 over wide glide dual disc is my favorite.
It looks so cool. It looks so tough.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know, something about it, man. It's just like it gives the bike broad shoulders. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. It's puffing out its chest.
Yeah. Not that, I mean, skinny bikes are my shit, obviously. The skinnier, the better. But I don't know. There's something about that, like on a certain bike, that fucking up front is just like, hey, I don't know.
Yeah,
I love it a lot.
Yeah, dude.
I'm excited.
Like, I love the skinny, long front ends and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for me though. You know, like for me, I like it short, and I like it stout, and I like it fucking a certain way. You know,
Right.
And when I see a bike like that, I'm like when I saw the fucking pan in the back of your truck, I was like, damn, shorty. Look at that fucking stance.
Yeah, dude.
I thought you had like a 4-under kit on it or something. I was like, damn, dude.
It does look good squatted down like that. But it's a stock front end, so it's really not that much more aggressive.
Yeah. And if you're not like over 6 feet tall, short bikes are just like, it's just pragmatism. You know what I mean? Like at that point, it's like, I don't want, if I have a super tall bike or whatever, I'm on my tippy toes. It's a fucking gas station.
Dude,
you know?
The Sportster, next time you come over, I'll set them side by side so you can compare. The Sportster seat is like, dude, it's got to be a full like 18 inches higher than the one on the Evo.
No shit.
It's fucking crazy.
That's wild.
When I'm sitting up on the Evo, or on the Sporty, I'm up. Yeah. It's got a 19 rear, and a 21 front.
And it's
a 6-over Springer front end, you know what I mean? And the rake or whatever. So it's like it's high. Like I can still flat foot it, but on the Evo and on the Panhead, I'm flat foot. I can put my knees down.
Yeah.
It's fucking nice.
Yeah. Actually, even just when you came over and I sat on the softy, I was like, I swung my leg over and I hit that fucking sissy bar. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I think I'm gonna make that thing shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna make it shorter. I already cut it up. So I did a video on that, on the sissy bar, bending that up. Cold, baby, in the Harbor Freight bender. And I fucked that up. It looked perfect the way I had it, like when I bent it all up. And then I put it on the bike, and I was going to like mount it to the actual fender. And even when it was just mocked up, it looked fine. But then I was like, all right, so I got to mount it to the fender somehow. And then I was like, oh, fuck. It was like a 1/4 of an inch off. Like one side was just like a 1/4. And that makes all the difference. Like just standing there after I recognized it, I was like, that's fucked up and that cannot stand. I could probably have run it and figured out how to do it. But I ended up saying, fuck it. And I cut out that bend.
Yep.
And then I bent a piece of scrap that I had. And it's just perfect now.
Right in. There you go. Yeah. It is it looks fucking great.
Yeah. But I think I'm going to cut it again and make it shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was over at Alex's a little while ago, and he took the sissy bar off his shovel head, and we both were like, damn, because his sissy bar is actually pretty similar to yours. It's the same kind of.
It's like the trident
or whatever, yeah. Similar. And honestly, similar height, too. Often we both were like, fuck, that looks good in the sissy bar.
Yeah.
Make sissy bars easy to attach. That's my opinion. If you want to have a sissy, put it on there. If you're going somewhere, you need a bag, put your sissy on.
That's actually detachable. I wish I would have done that. Like to have fender struts with a detachable sissy bar.
Yeah.
Because I actually love the look of no sissy bar.
Yeah.
It looks tough
Sometimes
as fuck.
You just want to you're just going out and
you're just going
route.
Yeah, you're going a bar hopping, you know?
Gives a shit.
But you need it for the long travel days.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure. Absolutely essential to have a sissy bar for traveling. But
yeah.
I really like riding without a sissy bar sometimes. It's been 4 bikes now I haven't had a bike with a sissy bar. I made mine. It's 3 very easy. My sissy bar.
Yeah. Detachable stuff. That's a good idea. I think that's the next wave. Detachable things. So one of the ideas I had for the Softail was I wanted to have a big stainless steel jerry can, like a metal one. But I don't want that all the time. And I don't want to get in an accident and become a fucking fireball. You know what I mean?
Shit.
But on those wicked long trips with a bunch of dudes, it would be awesome to be able to have, I don't know, what it's called, like a cam lock or whatever, where you just slide it in, it has a hole in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
Just like,
right.
They have them on Jeeps and shit.
Yep.
I think it'd be awesome to have that availability.
Yeah. That's some EDR shit. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So I'm going to try that out.
That's not a bad idea. Because you see, like, they call like the Toyota FJ Cruisers or
Yeah.
whatever. They've got something similar, like a jerry
It just
can.
and it's hollow in the center or whatever, and then I think it's called a cam lock where you just like it slides in and then it just locks in place.
Fucking really cool.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. That would be
Not a
cool.
bad idea.
Because I want to make this one for like it's a fucking soft tail, you know.
Right.
Like I do have a sporty sitting there waiting, but the other thing is I was talking to Dan about this. Someone wants to trade me, or they say they do. They want to trade me the Triumph for an 03 Sportster 1200, which is one of the biggest regrets I have in my life is getting rid of that bike. It's the best bike, dude. And actually, yesterday when I was talking to our last guest, we were just fawning over Sportsters.
Yeah,
because they're so good. They're so great, and especially the 99 to 03. It's like the perfect motorcycle, and I miss that fucking bike. But I might be getting one again. And if this dude trades me for the 03, I'm putting that motor in that gas box frame downstairs.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm keeping it.
Sick.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm about that.
Good. Let me bring those tins home today.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because every time you come over here, we're like, yeah, take those tins home.
Every time.
Single time, and we never do. So we're definitely doing it today.
Okay.
But I got to tell you something. Yesterday, I hit it with some carb cleaner.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
Oh,
and it fucked up the paint on the tank.
Oh, so it's not real clear coat.
It fucking, dude, as soon as it touched, I wiped it off immediately. Like I was walking around doing something, like cleaning something, like just walking in circles in my garage.
That's 1K.
Yeah. And it was just like,
you got to get that off of there.
Yeah.
That'll react.
It will.
Yep.
1K?
Yeah, it's really,
dude.
We'll have to figure something out. Maybe I can scuff it and shoot it with clear coat and start with the clear coat as a primer.
I was going to say it was like, it's just like a little splatter, you know? Mm-hmm. It's not like real bad.
I just
a couple of drops.
My original thought process on that bike specifically was because they were already painted and glossing clear coat was literally Scotch-Brite them, put effects on them, clear coat them one time, give them back to you. So, but if it's going to be, if it might be a chemical, after previous paint jobs, I don't fuck with it. If it might be rattle can, go to a sandblaster.
Really?
Yeah, I've had way too many things bite me. It's not worth it. So with that one, I think if you hadn't like broken the clear coat or whatever with the brake clean or whatever, we could probably just scuff it real quick. I'll shoot it with clear coat instead of primer. The clear coat will act as a barrier. It's 2K. It's hard to catalyze. I can sand that, put the urethane paint on top, and not. Mm-hmm. So that'll probably be the move as far as just turning it out.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go get it sandblasted before.
Okay.
Unless you're going for like show quality shit.
No.
Okay.
I just want to ride that thing.
No, well, definitely. I got the color and shit for it already.
Okay. So. Yeah, that one's gonna be cool.
Mm-hmm.
That one's gonna be easy too.
For sure. You still want to do the get together and put it together in one day?
I don't know. I would like to do that. Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
It'd be really fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
We should. Yeah. I have everything out on the table to kind of like just make sure that I have everything that I need.
Yeah.
But I think it's ready to go. So it's just like I'll probably never have another opportunity where I have the entire bike.
Yeah.
All these parts, like new parts ready to just put together. Right. So it just makes sense.
Yeah. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah. So definitely take the tins down with you today, and then we'll figure that out. But as soon as those are done, then we can do the build.
Yeah.
As long as I have everything. I think I have more than I need too, because there's like gasket sets and shit, like full top end gasket sets.
Yeah.
And it's already been rebuilt.
Good to have.
Yeah.
Cool. Hell yeah, dude.
That's gonna be fun.
Definitely down for that.
Damn, dude. Yeah, I've been trying to record just like everything I'm doing. I don't know how great it's gonna look, you know what I mean? But it's like at the same time, I don't have a lot of time to fucking make. I'm not a YouTuber, dude.
Yeah, you're not moving camera angles.
Yeah, I'm not doing all that shit. So I just set the fucking tripod up. Mostly you're just looking down at my gut and dick. And then there's some parts in front of me and I'm fucking doing shit, you know? But that's been, you know, I actually went back and I looked at like I did a couple of like Chopper 101 type videos like way back in the day, like how to solder and all that stuff. And people watch it, like if you just have like if you need to mount your wheels and put a tube in, like that sort of shit.
Yeah.
If you watch my video, you'll be able to do it with just the tools that you have,
Right.
But I like we were talking a while ago and you're like of the opinion you had brought up that if you don't know how to do shit, don't be teaching people how to do shit,
Yeah.
And that stuck in the back of my head. And I'm like,
sorry.
I was like, dude, I shouldn't be showing people this shit.
No, but that's different. Like, if you are making a video this is how I am doing this on my bike, which we've just been discussing. That's the funnest part of it. It's here's the problem. Now I have to figure out how to fix it. If you're doing that and you're just chronicling what you're doing, ain't shit wrong with that.
Yeah.
If you're titling how to tune an S&S carburetor,
yeah,
motherfucker, S&S made a video on that already.
Yeah.
They made the fucking carburetor. What are you doing?
True. Okay.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
So, like, for the tire thing, for example, right?
Mhm.
So, like, I go on YouTube and I'm like, you look for an instruction on how to do it. Every single person is doing dirt bike tires.
Right.
And they're just like, boop, 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 and it's super easy.
Yep.
But it's like, all right, I'm going to do it on a Baja, which is like the thickest, chunkiest fucking
You're out of your
tire
mind.
that you can possibly do in the wintertime when everything's cold.
You're a psycho.
And I fucking did it, and it wasn't that bad, actually. The front wheel, I wish I filmed that one.
Oh,
because I was just like, do, 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 do. And then the one I actually filmed was the rear wheel, which is like, dude, those fucking tires are like 3 inches thick with rubber, and it's 30 degrees out. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you should just, because I just did it. So I'm like, oh, yeah, if you're putting too much pressure on it, then you're doing it wrong. And then there, by the end of the video, I'm sweating, my ass crack's hanging out. I'm on the floor like, but you know what?
It sucks.
Yeah, dude. It does suck,
Ugh.
but I got to say is, so I did it once before on the Shovelhead, did the Bajas.
Yep.
And it fucking sucked. And I was like, I'm never doing this again. But then I just did it again, and I unlocked, there's like one tip that will unlock tire mounting by hand.
Okay.
Yes. But you got to be a Patreon to know.
Yeah.
This one tip, dude, changed my whole life. Yeah. So, like, when I first tried it the old-fashioned way with a bunch of ooga doogas and just fucking wrenching on there, a couple new swear words. And then I forget where I picked this tip up, but it was some old head doing a tire mount thing, and he gave me this one tip, and I was like, all right, I'm going to try it. And I did it, and I was just like, dude, that front tire with that Baja, I had it on the stand, and I was just like, bloop, 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 bloop. And it went on with this one tip.
Damn.
Yeah.
When I did the ones on the site, I fucked those up.
Yeah.
Fucked
yeah,
them
dude.
up.
Dude, I fucked them up. And actually, Lex, the winner of the Steel City Blacksmith Hammer, he was like, hey, can I use your tire changer tool? And I had never used it. I got it from Harbor Freight. It was like $50 or whatever.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, yeah. And I put it together while he was here. And I was like, dude, this is just a bead breaker. It's not an installer. But I will say that it does work really great for taking tires off.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's basically, it helped with the whole process. So I do recommend it. But basically, you put your tire down on it or your rim with the tire and all that shit. And then there's like a butterfly fucking nut that keeps it from moving, which is a huge benefit. And then there's a big lever that you pull down with a bead breaker. It's like contoured to
pushes on the tire.
Super easy.
Yeah.
So like usually I take like a bunch of C clamps and shit and like compress them and like break this was easy. You just pull it down.
Yep.
But then it doesn't install the tire, so you still need to use spoons. But having it just stationary and in place and not slipping around on you, and you're not on the ground on a fucking cardboard box, that was huge.
Yeah.
So I do recommend it for that. But dude, people are charging fucking. Moral of the story: Lex didn't get his thing. He had a brand new rim, and I was there with my spoons. I'm like, 6 beers deep. And I'm like, let's get it.
Yeah.
And he's like, maybe I'll just pay someone to fucking
shit, dude.
mount these for me. But so we didn't do his tire, but then I fucked up my shit, and I ended up really struggling. The first time I did it, I popped the tube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which I was like, fuck.
So fucking
But lucky for me, I'm an idiot. And instead of getting a 21 and a 16 tube, I got two 21s. So I was probably just like lowbrow at midnight, half in the bag, like, get 2 of them because I got 2 tires.
Yep.
And I needed it. So I ended up I had the extra tube, and I was like, I'm gonna do a little research. I'm gonna get, instead of just trying to fucking silverback gorilla this shit on, that doesn't seem to be working for me. Maybe I'll try a little finesse. And then it went on fucking perfect. Didn't touch the goddamn tube. And yeah, dude, I'm excited for that one. That one, to be able to mount your own tires and do it effortlessly. And I'll tell you what, if you don't have a chunky ass Baja, your rear tire's not going to be shit either.
Yeah.
You know, like if you have like one of those skinny fucking Shinkos or whatever, this one tip will save you so much fucking strife. You will not pop another tube your entire fucking life.
Damn, I got to know.
Yeah. And, dude, won't break a sweat. Wow. I'll tell you off air.
I'll give it another shot then.
Yeah.
Because I had pretty much written it off forever, too.
I did, but dude, I'm telling you, this one thing that you can do, it just changes everything.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I got it on. I didn't get it because that tire is just so chunk.
Right.
Yeah, the other thing we're talking about, we're back in the swing of things, we're building things, it's hacking season, dude. But I'm starting to remember a lot of shit, like to get ready for, your road trips and shit. And maybe you don't even have a build this year, but I wanted to talk. I just looked back at our catalog and I was like, dude, we've been doing like interviews and this and that, but we haven't really talked about like, like tool rolls or prep or anything. In fact, I think the last prep video we did was the one where we got canceled.
Oh,
it was winter prep with me and Loctite.
Yeah, that's right.
And I was like, dude, we haven't done any shit.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do a little reminder because this actually comes to mind while you're building is like what you put in your tool roll. And that's a big question that a lot of people have is just like, well, what do you put in your tool roll? And there isn't a good answer for that.
I have a great answer for it. The answer for what goes in your tool roll is while you're building your motorcycle, you put those tools aside and go, these are the ones I need to build this motorcycle.
Yeah.
And then put those in your tool roll.
Yeah. I was going to say
obviously like
thing.
Multimeter and all that other stuff. Yeah, like that. But like as far as your wrenches and your ratchets and your Allen keys and your fucking whatever, just keep the ones in your tool bag that you use to fucking disassemble a bike.
And here's the other thing that the point I wanted to make too is make the hardware changes while you build.
Right.
Like I have some weird Torx size.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want any Torx in my bag.
Right.
Because that's just another tool that is going to inflate your tool roll, and you want it as small as humanly possible, but as effective as humanly possible.
Yep.
So like we were talking about the remote master cylinder. One of the first things I do on that is change the metric hardware to standard.
Yeah.
So actually drill out like on the actual on the cylinder, right? It's like it has 2 mounting points.
Right.
And they're metric. I don't want metric shit in my tool roll.
Right.
And a fucking 1/2 inch ain't gonna cut it, like on the side of the road.
Maybe a 112 millimeter fucking wrench. No.
So what you do is while you're building your bike, you're taking a mental like catalog of the different tools you need, and you'll know that it's like, all right, so you're gonna need probably all the standard wrench sizes, right? Like mostly I build with 1/4 inch, 5/16 or 3/8 bolts for most everything.
Yep.
And then there's some of the stuff that comes stock on a Harley that you're going to need like bigger stuff or whatever.
Your axle.
So specialty items, like you're going to need. The best thing for an axle is for a tool roll, and I'm glad you brought that up. That I found, you have to get a really wide mouth crescent wrench that's stubby, or cut down. If you have a huge one, cut it down.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. and make sure it fucking fits, because a lot of those stubby crescent wrenches, they don't go up that, they're just shy of the fucking the actual bolt size.
Dude, when I lost all my tools in Brooklyn this year, the one tool that I missed the most out of that entire tool bag that I lost is I had a snap-on crescent wrench. It was yay big, and that motherfucker opened up to 1.5 inches.
That's wild.
Huge. Dude, I used it all the time at work. I used it all the time on bikes and whatever. It was perfect. And now I got to go buy another one off the snap-on guy.
Have you ever used a fucking a ratcheting crescent?
Oh, yeah.
Are they good?
Are you talking about like the hose wrenches where they slide over and then there's a little gear set in the middle? Or are you talking about the gear wrench?
It's like a
box
like a gear
end
wrench
ratchets.
Yeah,
almost all of my wrenches are that. There's very few times, unless you can't fit the thing with the ratcheting, the gear wrenches and shit, the ratcheting wrenches. The box end wrench has to be a little bit thicker to accommodate the ratchet mechanism. So there's gonna be times where you can't get the head in there, but for the most part, they're not that much bigger than a regular box end wrench.
Yeah.
So if I have that problem, I'm usually going to a service wrench anyways, which is a super, super, super thin wrench.
Yeah.
If I'm working at work. But this crescent wrench, the tines on it are also very, very thin.
It's actually...
It's not a big fucking chunky crescent wrench where the actual jaws are this thick. Like they're skinny.
The thickness, all right, so like it's a great point. Like it's not just the size, but it's also the width.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
using a fucking monkey wrench, you might get up to 2 inches, but you can't put a fucking monkey wrench in your bag. Yeah.
And I want to show you. So this is my tool roll that I use. I think this is on my shovel head. But you get a tool bag if you'd like. I like the tool bag because it's outside the motorcycle. And it's easily accessible.
Yeah.
And when you're on the side of the road, you actually don't want to like dig into places.
I do that all the time. I fuck that up all the time. I always put my tool roll in the bottom of my fucking bag. And I'm like, I'm not going to need it. And then I need it. And I'm like, fuck, I have to unass all of my shit.
So a lot of you guys, I love the Harley Davidson rolls because they're essentially free. You get them at swap meets and they come with motherfucking tools.
Yeah.
I'm going to move this so I can lay this out. Yeah. Get rid of that Zin. All my nicotine products. All right. So these fucking things, they come with tools. These wrenches that Harley has, there's 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're flat, and they have all the sizes you need, dude.
Yep.
This is like, you got a half inch here. You got a half inch here. So if you got a bolt and a fucking nut, you got it. So you got all the sizes times 2. And look at that. You can do anything on your bike from fucking, they have 7/16 to, they even have a 10 millimeter.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So these things are fucking boss, dude. Up to 9/16. And it takes up no fucking room.
Mm.
The other thing that I like is, well, obviously you need some needle nose and some snips and a small screwdriver, but this is the stubby that I have.
Oh yeah.
And it goes to 1.25 inches. Yeah.
That's
1.25 inches, dude.
That's killer. That's very similar to the Snap-on one.
Look how small it is. I got it at fucking O'Reilly's, dude.
No shit.
I saw it and I go, dude, that fucking thing's tiny, dude.
That's money.
Yeah.
That's almost exactly the wrench I was just describing.
It's probably made by the
handle.
same company.
Maybe, yeah. Probably.
I think it's like Gear Rents or some shit. But it was up by like the cash register at fucking O'Reilly's. The other thing I do is the pass through for a ratchet. So I don't need a ratchet, but I had room in my fucking tool roll. This thing's nice and flat. This is a Craftsman, and you get the pass through, and I just have the various different sizes that I use on the bike on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only other thing that you need is fucking something for your spark plugs, and then Allen wrenches, and this is mechanics wire that I just roll up.
Oh, okay. I thought you.
So if something comes loose, yeah, then just like some bits, you know, like double head bits, and then you have a screwdriver.
That's a great. The ratcheting screwdriver is also a wonderful idea.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Because then on the other one that I had, actually, the again, the Harley Davidson screwdriver that comes with these kits, dude, it has every bit on it, and you just flip them around and shit.
Oh yeah.
But the ratcheting, this is smaller. This, I think I got both these at the same time at fucking O'Reilly's. But yeah, dude, I like the ones that actually have one in my other tool roll that you can take out the bottom and it has all the different pieces in it. So you can actually have the Allen bits. You can have, if you have torque bits or whatever.
Right.
I try to get rid of that shit because I'm like, I don't like carrying Torx stuff.
Yeah, not Torx. There's no Torx on any of my bikes, but there's gonna be Allen keys. You're gonna
Allen stuff you're definitely gonna need, and they take up no room. Like, dude, this is a complete set. I even have ratchets. I have redundancy here.
Yeah, man.
Like, this is a nice to have.
It's solid.
And then of course you need your zip ties. But the mechanics wire is fucking anything with your exhaust system. Like anything that gets hot, you need mechanics wire. Right. You have your snips. I would actually recommend, and what I'm probably going to upgrade to is instead of having snips, having actual like wire cutters.
Yeah.
So you can strip wires and shit.
Yep.
But I do have a razor blade in here too. It's actually so small, I don't even know where it is.
You have like butt connectors and shit in there?
No.
That's one thing
it.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, of course you can just splice it, twist it together. But yeah, I always throw, you can get at Harbor Freight shit. You can get like it's like a little box like this, like drywall anchors, but it's filled with drink.
Oh yeah,
there connectors or whatever. Just throw that in there. I always have.
That's actually a good point that
tools.
I don't have a lot of electrical stuff in here, and I probably should.
Especially with the shit that we're doing, electrical's a problem pretty often.
I usually have electrical tape and then a razor blade so I can remove coatings on wires and then just kind of wrap them together.
Right. But those little butt connectors, man, like if you have just a regular pair of needle nose, you can still crimp a butt connector, and then all you need is a lighter, and you can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, if you're out riding in the rain, oh fuck, I broke my fucking a stator wire or whatever. You're not just gonna get away with cut the two ends and do that. I still have 100 miles to go. You're gonna be fucking with that a lot. If you put a butt connector in there, you're good to go. You know what I mean? So you can. I'm not saying
too. They do have like those little butane torches.
I have those for work.
You could do actual solder and shit.
You could, yeah. And there's nothing against that. My personal take on butt connectors and stuff like that, for me, those are temporary. Those are until I can fix it correctly.
Yeah.
I don't like a broken wire with a butt connector in it. I was taught better than that,
bro,
as a mechanic. But
if you're putting bikes together, no crimping.
There's plenty of fucking butt connectors on shit that I work on. I'm not saying that I don't use butt connectors, but I try to keep butt connectors and spade connectors and all that other goofy shit as a temporary fix. Yeah. And then when I get back and I'm in the shop and I have a minute, I'm going to replace that stator wire.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yep. Dude, I can't stand like if you're using crimped connections, you're asking for fucking hell, dude.
For sure. 100%.
Like, I've been there and done that. Like, it's a pain in the ass when you solder things and you have to like take your sissy bar off, but your headlights fucking welded to it. So you got to snip the wire. But dude, just curl the wire up because you're going to have to do that a couple times. But if you put a fucking like a connector that's crimped, it will fucking fail.
Yeah.
These bikes violently vibrate.
Right.
And I've been there. And it's stupid. They're stupid fucking mistakes. If you have a fucking soldered connection, it will not fail.
Here's another thing. Solder isn't the only way to get a waterproof connection. You can use Deutsch. You can use WeatherPack. Like, obviously, yes, you have to go and buy these things.
What the fuck is that?
They're clips, right? They're connectors. They're made to be waterproof. They have Puna N O-rings, and you know what I mean? So you can make, like, on the Scythe, I made a connector. I don't remember if I used WeatherPack or Deutsch, but it's a 2-pin connector. So I have my power and my ground, or it's a 3-pin, sorry, power, ground, and brake light. They go, so I don't have to have that fucking big coil up the sissy bar and shit. There's a connector underneath the P-pad. So if I ever do need to remove the sissy bar off the Scythe, I just unplug that.
Okay.
Tail light goes with it.
That's pretty cool.
But you have to buy a weather pack kit. You have to learn how to do the connectors, pins, and whatever else. But it's super fucking easy.
Yeah, once you learn it once, then you just have that knowledge.
Yeah, for sure. But that is another way to get. I mean, look at any stock factory motorcycle. They have all sorts of connectors. Yeah. It's not like they're hardwired from your idiot lights down to your fucking. You know what I mean? Like there's a connector in there. There's nothing wrong with using a connector of some sort. It's
true.
One of the biggest things that I think about when I'm building a motorcycle is working on it. How easy is this going to be to work on it? I don't want to do like on the Evo specifically. Like, I'm not doing internal wiring. I'm not doing any of that crazy because I want it all to be external. If I need to fix it, it's right there. And every wire is going to be a different color, and it's only going to go to that. I'm going to have it in a book. Red is power, yellow is fucking whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I ever have to troubleshoot this bitch, it's not like, fuck, there's 3 green wires. I have no idea which one's which. And now I need to fucking ohm it out and whatever. I like to think about working on the thing when it's done and how easy is that going to be.
It definitely like everything I do, I'm like, how easy is it to fall and take off?
Right.
Because like if you've ever built something and you're like, well, I'm just going to put it on and that's where it's going to stay until I'm going to ride it.
Right.
Like, dude, I had a fucking fender mounted with bolts that go underneath the fender into bungs. And it's like, you have to deflate the fucking tire to take the fucking thing apart, dude.
Exactly.
And you want everything to be serviceable because you're going to be working on the goddamn thing, you know?
For sure.
And sometimes that's where people stop too. They're like, oh, dude, I've already put it all the way together. You know, like you want it to be easy on, easy off.
Right.
And during the fabrication phases, you're taking stuff on and off constantly.
Right.
And then when you're riding and you're on the side of the road, as we're often do, like you want it to be easy. You don't want to have a hard time.
Well, that's a good point that I was just kind of thinking about. During the fabrication phase is really when a lot of mistakes are made as far as that's concerned, especially as far as like us home gamers, garage builders. When you're like, say you're doing your sissy bar, right, and you're mounting it to your fender and you're mounting it to your frame or whatever, if you build a bunch of tension and you have to like pull this side of the sissy bar to get the bolt through so that it'll mount, don't do that.
Don't do
like
that.
Something's gonna break. That sissy bar, you're building a bunch of tension in it. These things shake like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Your sissy bar is gonna crack, or your fender is gonna crack, or it's gonna waller out the fucking hole that you mounted it to the fender, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Definitely, like, it sucks to do, but like if you have something that doesn't sit right, like I just went through this when I welded on the tabs and then I tapped them and I was like, I didn't tap it straight, like dead straight. So when you put the bolt in, it's like, all right, well, that's a 5/16 bolt and there's way too much tension on the sissy bar pushing on the bolt.
Right.
I'm like, I'm going to have to make this a little bit bigger,
you
know, and do it the right way because, it's going to fail or it's just going to be a pain in the ass to fucking.
Right. Or you're going to go to mount your sissy bar to your freshly painted rear fender. And because you've built in all the fucking tension, you have to pull the thing. You're going to fuck up your paint.
Yeah.
Day one.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing with fabrication too that sucks is when you weld stuff, metal like morphs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you'll be like, oh, that fits perfect. And then you'll like, I did the bracket on top of we both did the bracket on top of the fender. And I didn't know you did that either.
Yeah.
So, because doing it underneath, dude, I had it to a point where I was like, yeah, this is going to work. But I have such a low profile on the tire that I was like, dude, once that tire heats up, it's going to expand.
Right.
And that's just one more thing to worry about.
Exactly.
What's the difference if it's underneath or on top? Right? Once you bolt it on.
For sure. And I am so fucking glad that I did do it over the top of the fender on the panhead because once we got that tire mounted, there's no fucking
definitely
way
going to fuck up the paint though.
Definitely wouldn't have fit. Well, I built mine in. I don't know how you did yours, but I built mine in. There's enough room between the fender where the fender naturally rests and the top of the sissy bar that I'm putting leather washers in.
Oh, you put leather washers. Okay.
So they're built in. There's enough room in between that I can slide to.
I can do leather washers in there. Yeah.
So same with all the fender mounts and shit. Those are all going to be mounted as far as where the mount touches the painted fender.
Yeah.
And I'm not shy about taping shit off that's a mounting surface and leaving it raw steel when I'm. Yeah, I do all the time. All the time. Any mounting surface, especially like I'm doing a frame, your engine mounts are going to stay raw. any of your tabs, like the inside, you have a tab welded for your switch or whatever. The inside of that tab, I will leave raw. I'll put a powder coating, something to keep the paint out of it, because then we've all been there at some point. You fucking rattle can something or you paint something or whatever, and then you go to put the bolt through, and fuck, the bolt doesn't. Now you have to go in there and hog it out. Just let the shit do its thing and just keep a fucking plug in there or whatever, some tape, and keep it raw and you're Gucci. But that's, yeah, I mean, even like the bung for a fuel petcock, like where the fuel petcock screws into your little bung on your tank, I'm leaving that raw because I am not going to be doing a warranty job because the gas fumes.
Right.
Or when you were installing it, you scraped the engine across the front of the frame and it took off a bunch of paint. It's, I'll leave it raw. You know what I mean?
One thing I'm gonna try, because it really fucking bums me out when I fuck up the paint that I just made. And there's lots of surfaces where you're bolting, like especially like on a fender, for example.
Yep.
Something I'm gonna try is I'm gonna weld on a little washer that I'll keep raw.
Okay.
And then so I'll tape it off when it's painted, and it'll actually be so like where the on the fender, let's just say, because we're talking about it. So where that bolts in on the top of the fender, so I'm gonna have a nut underneath that I weld on, and on the top I'm gonna have a fucking washer just welded in there.
There's nothing wrong with that because a lot of people, I do this as well. Not necessarily on the outside. I like that idea, like for a bushing, basically, is what you're doing. But also, think of how many choppers you've seen where the fender is falling apart because it rattles the fuck out of it or whatever. So I forget who it was. I painted somebody's bike and I saw this a few years ago. I've been doing it since. Instead of just having the nut on the inside, the captive nut, do a nut and a washer. Washer is also going to bolster that mounting point. It's extra steel. It makes it stronger. Yeah. So if you did one even on both sides, that'd be fucking be money if you had the clearance for it or whatever. But
I haven't thought about doing.
Yeah, if you do, that's all the shit through the fender. Everything is welded to the fender with a washer. Every hole has a washer around it.
Yeah,
to keep it that much more sturdy. You also have to keep in mind too, like the way you cut your chain relief in your, for example. If you got, a big wide fender or whatever, you got to cut a relief for your chain to go through so it doesn't rub. Don't do that shit at a 90-degree angle. At 90-degree angle, you're going to go down the road within 100 miles, it's going to crack it then. Make it a nice soft edge. Make sure you keep the steel, don't go in and like chamfer the edges. Now it's thinner. Whatever. So, little shit like that, you gotta. But those are the things where the first fender I cut at a 90-degree angle, and then I fucking was like, oh shit, this thing's broken already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then someone was like, nah, dude, don't do it at a 90, do it at a rounded angle. And it'll happen again.
Yeah.
But that's the shit where I would rather do it the wrong way and fuck it up and learn from that than I saw this dude do that on Instagram, so I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to. It's not even a copy thing because again, there's only so many ways to do certain things, but there's a fuckload of ways that haven't been figured out yet.
Yeah.
You know what
I mean?
you
learn from your fucking mistakes, dude.
Right.
And the dudes that are doing it like the best in the game, like guys like, if you look at one of Chop Ahead's bikes, they're perfect, dude. Yeah. Like you can go up there with a goddamn microscope or a fucking magnifying glass and they're perfect, dude.
Yeah.
Me, I'm not at that level, like, and probably, that's the goal though, is to be able to put a bike together that's perfect. That's what, and the bikes that I have done, they get better each time because you learn from all the times you fucked up. And you only know that you fuck up if you actually ride the goddamn thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because that's the end goal. It's like, yeah, it might look pretty, but when you're riding it, you figure out like, oh, that's fucking rubbing. Or, oh yeah, I need more clearance here. Or that's rattling. I didn't use the right hardware, whatever the fuck it is.
Right.
Like, so that's the whole goal. It's trial and error.
Yeah, for sure. I honestly think that's the funnest part about all that shit is figuring it out and
getting better at it.
Yeah, getting better at it for sure. The build, when I've been able to, the building on both the Evo and the Panhead have gone a lot smoother, a lot more educated, a lot like there's a lot less of like, what the fuck do I do here now?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's time to mount the fender.
Yeah.
And it went better. Each time I've done it, it's gone better every single time.
Well, yeah, especially like just the little things like you're like the first time you mounted a fender, maybe you didn't space it correctly. You know, like now I have a method for spacing it. It's like when I first did I forget which bike it was. I think it was on the shovelhead or Sportster. I just had a piece of hose running the length of it, like right down the center.
Yep.
And I was like, that's my spacing. And then when I did the sissy bar and all the other shit, I was like, oh fuck, dude, it's actually cocked to the side. And I'm like, oh yeah, tires have 3 dimensions.
Yep.
And now my new methodology is I use chain and I go across the tire.
I saw that.
Yeah. So then it's spaced on top.
Yeah.
And it's also spaced on the sides. And I do one up top, and I fucked up. I didn't do one in the back where it mounts in the back. So like it kicked back like that, and I mounted it that way, and it fucked it up.
Right.
So you learn from shit like that, and then now I have a way that when I did the Softail, I did it with I have them on my pegboard, dude. I have 2 lengths of chain that I cut that I use for tire spacing.
I think they're on the bike right now, right?
Yeah,
because I noticed. I saw the lower. You have one lower and one on top. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, just fucking cinch it. I have some fishing line, dude, and just cinch it on, and then it's perfectly spaced all the way around. So when I put the fender mount on and welded it in, it was dead nuts, dude. It doesn't rub, it's not tweaked.
Yep.
It's perfect. And I have an angle finder or a fucking one of those levels or whatever. You put it on the back of the fucking on the fender, dude, and it's 0 degrees, dude.
Right.
You know, it's perfectly straight all the way across. So
that's a good idea. I'd take a length of chain. I actually stole this from Alex. I used to just use whatever length I had laying around. But he uses a length. It's probably like 10, 12 links, just yay big. Set that right on top of the tire running with the tire. But I'm definitely going to try running perpendicular. I like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I've run into that a couple times where you get it all lined up and everything, and then you start welding it and shit moves. And then instead of the fender sitting straight, it's kicked inside, or the front lower mount up by the transmission is great. Nice and plumb, true, whatever. But then by the time you get back, the fender starts to kick one direction because, you didn't fucking center that one or whatever.
Yeah, it's at the mounting point. So, like, on the very top of the tire, that's the spacing. And then down at the bottom, you also have to space it from the back because those fenders go all the way down.
Yep.
But, it just helps, you figure shit like that. Someone mentioned the chain, and I did the chain, but then you do the chain just like, everybody has chains laying around. Right. You know what I mean? So they're, like I said, dude, I just cut off a couple of links. I should have cut them longer so I could actually just like, I think I actually will. I have another chain I'm going to use, but make it just into a tool where it's the size. You can do different size tires and it actually has a clip.
Yeah.
You know?
Use the master link. Yeah, that's a good idea. You couldn't do that on a solid tire, or solid wheel, I mean, but that's a fucking.
But you don't need
idea.
to if you do just drape it on there and just kind of like definitely the top. On the back, you definitely need to like secure it somewhere.
Yeah. You use mechanics wire and run it up to the axle or something.
You could use fishing line or mechanics wire and run it all the way to the back of the tire.
Right.
If you need to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Tie it to an axle.
But I've had that. Like once you experience it, you're like, okay, noted. You know, especially if you're not like some of these guys that build bikes, dude, they're like wizards, you know, and they get it. They understand. Dude, I'm still like, I still have to use a calculator when I'm doing fractions and shit like that.
Dude.
Like, I'm more of like, I like to fit it up and I don't care what the fucking dimensions are like numerically as long as it fucking fits and it works and it looks good.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at right now. But you get a little bit better at little things like like the first time you do something, you suck at it and you're nervous about it or whatever. And then you get through it. You make a bunch of it. You're going to make mistakes. Just be okay with that.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know? Yeah. And try different things until you find out the way that you like to do stuff, you know?
What works for you, what makes sense.
Yeah. And you have to fucking, like, I did the headlight mount and I did the headlight mount the same way on my Sportster, on the same way on the Shovelhead. Doesn't work with the front end I have now. So I was like, oh, I got to come up with something different. I need to get a new trick here, you know? And, it was fun just figuring it out, you know? Right. And it's also like I've had headlights. The headlight mount is an interesting one because it's like most people just like buy a headlight mount or whatever, and then they just put a headlight on. But once you start doing duals or triples, and I actually might add a third.
Damn.
Yeah, I might actually add a third just because I love these rectangle lights, dude. They look so cool.
Oh yeah.
I forget where I was going with that, but
once you get into stacking lights, you're saying most people just get a headlight.
Oh yeah, you get a headlight mount or whatever. I lost it, dude.
Damn.
Too many of these IPAs, I think.
Yeah. It's hard to remember shit nowadays, bro. My memory sucks ass.
Good.
My memory used to be all right. And it's like, I've had people go, yeah, dude, that's what happens when you start smoking weed. Like, yeah, I know that makes it a lot worse, but
yeah,
this shit's bad lately, man.
Yeah.
Like, fucking bad.
Dude, I do, like, every single episode, there's I have an episode where I can't remember what the fuck I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, every single time.
I lost it. Lost my fucking train of thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Dude, it sucks getting old.
Yep.
And I'll never know what it was. Like, later tonight, I'm not going to remember either. It's
right.
just, it's fucking gone.
Forever.
Yeah. But, oh yeah, I wanted to do a shout out, dude, to fucking Jean-Luc.
Yeah.
At fucking Stay Strong Co.
Dude.
He sent us some of the shit.
Bro. I'm so fucking hungry right now. Bro,
I fucking crushed that jar, dude.
That's crazy.
In like
the entire thing.
3 days, dude.
Fuck.
I was drinking it, dude. Like, I wake up in the middle of the night thirsty, and I'm just like,
oh my God.
Dude, it's so fucking good.
That's great.
If you don't have a jar in your fridge right now, you're a fucking idiot, dude.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
So he has the shit, which is, it's spicy, it's hot sauce.
Yeah.
But it's totally palatable.
For sure.
Dude, my daughter was eating it, and she was like, what kind of barbecue sauce is this?
Right.
You know, it's just enough spice.
Yeah.
And if you like shit spicy, he got the shits.
Right. It's up a little notch.
It kicks it up a notch.
Yep.
And if that's not fucking spicy enough for you, yeah, dude. We got the chopper sauce, dude. That shit's fucking spicy as fuck.
That shit's spicy. That's like the shit is like a sauce. Obviously it's a fucking sauce. But you know what I mean? Like, when I'm eating it, I know you dip it a lot. I'll usually just fucking pour the shit onto, like, if I'm having a burger, I just pour it on.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Or pour it onto whatever I'm doing.
Like, yeah, if you have, like, chicken or whatever, you're cooking in
like
the pan, dump it on.
It's a
sauce.
It's a sauce. And then the chopper sauce is more like you add a little bit to some ranch if you want to get a little heat going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not going
to put a little schmear, on your breakfast sandwich. You put a little schmear on your bagel.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I like to mix the chopper sauce. I like to mix with other condiments, with ranch. And
that's
with,
that's great.
I actually mixed it with cream cheese, put it on a bagel. Fucking good.
Oh,
especially with something like cream cheese, where it's like, it's dairy, so it's going to cool down the heat a little bit.
I love mixing like cream cheese or ranch or something with like hot sauce or barbecue sauce.
I put you on to my favorite one. All the boys at the shop, at the company I work for, they all do it every day at lunch now. And it's like, it's past generations. Like, mechanics have quit, and new mechanics have told the newest mechanics like how to make it. So it's ranch dressing, Frank's Red Hot, and Parmesan cheese, shaky Parmesan cheese. Mix them all together, dude. Holy fuck, man! Okay. Pizza, chicken sandwiches, fucking whatever.
Wait, so ranch, Frank's Red Hot.
Yep. Just
Parmesan cheese
and shaky Parmesan cheese. Mix that all together, dude. It sounds simple. It sounds stupid. Like, yeah, of course those things would go great together.
Sounds fancy,
dude. Put that on some fucking pizza or some pasta. Dude, yeah, I put hot sauce on pasta. I'm sorry, but
that too.
Dude, it's like dip garlic bread in it. It's so good.
Yeah, dude.
It's so fucking good.
I think I got all 3 of those.
It's really fucking good. Any hot sauce. I mean, you're just basically spicing up your ranch and then throwing some. Fuck, dude, I'm so hungry.
Yeah, no, this is making me hungry.
Fuck.
I got some chopper sauce in the fridge. Maybe I'll do it with some chopper sauce.
Oh,
yeah.
I've done it with chopper sauce. It's great.
Yeah, dude.
Really good.
Let's fucking shut this down so we can go eat.
Dude. Can't wait.
All right, Lowlifes. I don't know what that fucking episode is going to be called or what the fuck it was about, but it was fun.
It was great to be back.
Yeah.
It was really good to be back. Sorry if this was kind of rando, but I personally needed it.
I needed this too. Talking motorcycles, buddy.
Yeah, man.
All right, motherfuckers. Until next week, get in the garage. Get in trouble. Get a little bit naughty. Have fun. Don't you ever stop chopping. Where's my mouse? Oh, there it is.
Peace.
Deadbeat Customs. Steve over at Deadbeat Customs is about grassroots motorcycle riders who take it upon themselves to build and customize their bike. They offer parts for all Harley-Davidson models and also custom parts for choppers, bobbers, trackers, and cafe racers. When it comes to building a custom motorcycle, they carry the best brands available. Go visit their brick and mortar store in Tewksbury, Mass, or at deadbeatcustoms.com. Remember, enter Lowlife at checkout and save some loot. Stay Strong Co. Sean Luke has been sent down from the heavens to bless us lowlifes with the greatest motherfucking hot sauce in the world. Sweet heat baby Jesus in the white pants heralds a message from God himself. This hot sauce is for your food. Keep it off your butthole. The shits, and the hotter than hellfire Lowlife chopper sauce. Go to staystrongco.org today and grab yourself the holy trinity of hot sauces. Oxford Co. Choppers. Chris is the original bad boy from Oxford, Connecticut. From frame restoration and repair to handlebars and hardtails. Hard parts for hard men. His hardtails are expertly TIG welded and installed in-house. Made of USA-made steel, cast axle plates, he is your man for the hardest shit to hit the East Coast since Hurricane Bob. Find him on Instagram at oxfordco.choppers. Steel City Blacksmithing. Josh specializes in handcrafted steelwork right outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Anything from custom motorcycle parts to hammers and tomahawks. Don't get it twisted. If it can be twisted, he's twisting it. Check him out at steelcityblacksmithing.com today.